Mikey McCoy's wife just leaked messages that could blow this whole Charlie Kirk story wide open. And now Erika Kirk is allegedly doing everything in her power to shut her down. The leaked footage shows something weird about Mikey. Really weird. And it looks like his own wife is done covering for him. She's ready to expose everything. But here's the thing. Erika doesn't want that to happen. And what she's allegedly doing to stop it, that's what we need to talk about. Look, I know you clicked on this video for answers, so let me tell you exactly what you're about to see. You're going to see the leaked footage that has everyone asking questions. You're going to hear about the timeline contradictions that don't add up. You're going to learn about a suspicious vacation that happened just weeks before Charlie Kirk got shot. And you're going to find out why people online are calling this an inside job. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm just here to show you what's out there. Because if these leaks are real, and I mean even halfway real, they suggest that people close to Charlie may have known something before the shooting happened. And honestly, the more I looked into this, the more I couldn't ignore what I was seeing. The stories don't match. The timelines are off, and the silence from certain people, it's louder than any words they could say. So stick with me, because what Mikey McCoy's own wife allegedly leaked, it changes everything. Before we dive deep, you need to know who we're talking about here. Mikey McCoy is Charlie Kirk's chief of staff at Turning Point USA. He was 23 years old when Charlie got shot. And get this, he was standing right next to Charlie when it happened. Now, I'm not going to tell what happened to Charlie, as 90% of the people already know what happened. So let's start with Mikey's reaction. There's footage that went viral showing what Mikey did the moment Charlie got shot. And I'm telling you, it's not what you'd expect. Instead of running to help his friend, instead of ducking for cover like everyone else, Mikey calmly walked away with his phone to his ear.
I'm going to zoom in on that here in a second, and then you can see him walking out on his phone behind the tent. Charlie is getting loaded into the van. Mikey is seen over here, back turned on the phone. This is weird, right? But even weirder is this. Zooming in closer, Mikey's reaction right when Charlie was shot. Look, he pulls his phone out to his ear without even pressing any buttons. Watch closely. Arms folded, phone right to his ear.
Take a look at that. Everyone around him is panicking. People are screaming. People are running. And Mikey, he just turns around and walks away slowly, like he knew exactly what was about to happen. Now, I'm not saying he did, but that's what it looks like. And that's why people started digging. And here's something else that got people's attention. After the shooting, everyone at Turning Point USA started calling Mikey a hero. Not just once. Every single time they mentioned his name, there was a describing word attached to it. The amazing Mikey McCoy. The brilliant Mikey McCoy. The heroic Mikey McCoy. Even Candace Owens pointed this out. She asked a simple question. Why does only Mikey need a describing word before his name?
Mikey, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation. So we're going to watch that clip in its entirety. Mark is going to bring it in. That it is exactly 834 milliseconds from the time that you hear the shot. That is how long it takes for Mikey McCoy to put the phone to his ear. Now, why is that precise timing so important? Because there's no dialing. Mikey didn't have time to dial, okay? You can't dial and put your phone to an ear in 0.834 seconds. Yeah, when the clip was brought to my attention, I obviously have a file. I have a big folder of files of every angle, and I decided to track Mikey from every angle available to see, like, maybe we just missed it, and he did at some point put that phone down, dial a number, speed dial, hold down one, I don't know.
Think about how weird that would be in real life. Imagine if every time someone mentioned a friend, they said the spectacular John or the breathtaking Sarah. You'd think something was off, right? So why is everyone doing it for Mikey? Okay, here's where things get really interesting, because Erika Kirk herself may have accidentally exposed a lie. In her interview with Jesse Waters on Fox News, Erika was asked how she found out Charlie had been shot. And here's what she said. She was at her mom's doctor's appointment. Her phone was on silent. She put it down, and when she picked it back up, Mikey McCoy was calling her. She said he called her within seconds of the shooting. Within seconds. Now, that lines up perfectly with the viral footage we just talked about. The footage that shows Mikey picking up his phone right after the shot. The footage that shows him walking away while talking to someone. So Erika's story confirms it, right? Mikey was on the phone immediately after Charlie got shot. But wait, because Turning Point USA said something completely different. Andrew Covett, the executive producer of The Charlie Kirk Show, made a video trying to clear Mikey's name. And in that video, he said Mikey was not on the phone. He claimed Mikey just put his hands up to his ears because the gunshot was really loud. He said Mikey was in shock, and he said the phone was just in his hand, but he wasn't using it. So now we have a problem, a big one. Either Erika is telling the truth and Mikey really did call her within seconds, which means the footage is exactly what it looks like. Or Turning Point USA is telling the truth and Mikey wasn't on a call at all, which means Erika lied on national television. One of them is lying. And you know what they say, people who tell small lies tend to tell bigger lies at some point. Here's here's the thing. There's a really simple way to clear all this up. Mikey could just release his call log. That's it. Show us the timestamps. Show us who you called and when. It would take 5 minutes, and it would prove everything one way or the other. But has he done that? No. Complete silence. And that silence, it's telling us something. Now, this next part is what really made me sit up and pay attention. Candace Owens dropped something big in one of her videos. She pointed out that just weeks before Charlie died, something strange happened. The McCoys, that's Mikey and his wife Eliza, took their very first family vacation with Charlie and Erika Kirk. Their first ever.
Charlie died, Mikey McCoy and his wife Eliza, for the very first time. Now, this is according to Eliza McCoy. She shared that it was the first time ever that they went on vacation. Her and Mikey went on vacation with Erika and Charlie. Here's that post on Instagram. That second paragraph begins, "We spent a few weeks together this summer, our first family trip together." Okay, getting real close there. And while they were on this very first time together for a couple of weeks vacation, something moved the McCoys to capture intimate and sweet moments of the Kirk family from behind the scenes. Now, you know which footage I'm talking about. It's the footage that has since gone viral of Charlie walking with his children and Erika. Erika grabs his hand. It's actually a very sweet moment, and it moved a lot of us. People were, I was crying when I first saw this footage a couple of days after Charlie died.
This is according to Eliza McCoy's own Instagram post. She wrote that they spent a few weeks together that summer, their first family trip together, getting real close. And while they were on this vacation, something else happened. The McCoys started filming the Kirk family, not just casual photos. They captured these intimate, behind-the-scenes moments. You probably know the footage I'm talking about. It went viral after Charlie died. It shows Charlie walking with his kid. Erika grabs his hand. A really sweet moment that made a lot of people emotional. Well, guess who filmed that? The McCoys. Now, Candace asked a question that I can't stop thinking about. What moved them to do that? Think about it. When you go on a family vacation, who's usually behind the camera? One of the family members, right? So, in family photos, someone's always missing. That's just how it worked. But on this vacation, the McCoys were filming the entire Kirk family together from behind the scenes. Like, they knew they needed to capture these moments. Is that just luck? Are the McCoys just really thoughtful friends? Or was something else going on? And here's another thing that's weird. Just 4 days before Charlie died, Mikey felt the urge to film Charlie during their trip to Korea. It was the last time Charlie was ever captured on camera like that.
Example number one, Charlie's very last overseas trip to Korea. This was 4 days before he died. For whatever reason, Mikey McCoy felt suddenly inspired to try his luck, miking up Charlie and capturing him on the road. And he says this is the first time he ever did it. Take a listen to Mikey McCoy explain.
For days, and Mikey just happened to film him. I don't know about you, but that timing feels off to me. All right, now we need to talk about the leaks themselves, because this is where the story really explodes. Late one night, an account that people later connected to Mikey McCoy's wife dropped something online. Screenshots, audio clips, private conversations, no caption, no explanation, just 3 chilling words. They all knew. Within minutes, those screenshots spread like wildfire. And what people found inside, it sent chills down their spine. The screenshots allegedly showed a private group chat. The people in it, Mikey McCoy, a few Turning Point USA staffers, and someone labeled EK. Most people believe that's Erika Kirk. The messages weren't long, but they didn't need to be. Here's what they allegedly said. Everything is set. Keep calm if it happens. We've rehearsed this. Make sure cameras stay rolling. And then this line, the one that became the internet's obsession. Erika already knows. For words, but they changed everything. Because if those messages are real, if Erika really knew something before it happened, then what we saw that day wasn't chaos. It was planned. And there's more. A voice memo also surfaced. A woman's voice shaking, saying this. I can't stay quiet anymore. This wasn't an accident. Many people believe that was Mikey's wife. Others think it was a friend trying to protect her. But whoever it was, the tone was clear. Fear mixed with guilt. And here's the craziest part. The timestamps on those leaked messages, they lined up almost perfectly with the viral footage of Mikey picking up his phone right before the shooting. What had once been dismissed as a coincidence suddenly looked very different. It looked deliberate. Reddit threads, TikTok videos, Twitter spaces. Everyone was asking the same question. What did Erika Kirk and the Topisa team really know before the shooting? So, what happened after those leaks came out? This is where things get dark. Mikey's wife's social media gone, deleted. Her friends' accounts locked down. People who claim to know her say she was advised not to talk. Others say she's terrified, and then silent. But here's what's interesting. While the wife went quiet, Turning Point USA did the opposite. They flooded the internet with content about Mikey. Podcasts, speeches, press releases. All of them praising the amazing Mikey McCoy. It looked less like mourning and more like damage control. Like the only way to kill a scandal was to drown it in PR.
Is that Mikey McCoy, the chief of staff, Turning Point USA, Mikey McCoy, for whatever reason, he always requires an adjective. whenever they discuss Mikey McCoy, there's an adjective before they say his name. A bunch of people in the Turning Point USA orbit described Mikey McCoy in this very unique manner. I want you to take a listen to that.
Let me tell you who the heroes were in this whole thing. We're going to start with 23-year-old Mikey McCoy. And that's when the great Mikey McCoy showed up.
And my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
My friend Mikey McCoy, the brilliant 24-year-old who at the time when Charlie was shot was 23 and was a hero that day.
I used to be known as Charlie Kirk's pastor, now I'm known as Mikey McCoy's dad.
He clicked into gear eventually.
It was
amazing.
Mikey was a heroic figure on that day.
And this is actually, to your point, you saw Mikey do heroic things that day. I saw Mikey do heroic things. I was not on site, but I immediately flew to Utah. We got a plane. I mean, it's not something that I'm used to, but it was like my wife went with me. We went straight over. I knew I needed to be with Erika and the team immediately just because, I just knew. But that moment when I got the news, I was so shell-shocked. I was not even there, but I was immediately traumatized. My brain fries like an egg. I can't see straight. I can't think straight. All I knew is that, what's happening? My wife came in. She, hugged me. We started crying together.
And there's this clip where someone says, "She hugged me," then pauses for a split second and then says, "We started crying." That pause, it felt rehearsed, like he was thinking about what to say next. Candace put it perfectly. She said she would never call someone heroic for walking away from their friend after he got shot. That's not what heroes do. And think about how strange it would be if every time someone mentioned Tucker Carlson, they called him the spectacular Tucker Carlson. You'd think something was going on, right? So, why does only Mikey get this treatment? Why is everyone so determined to make him look like a hero? Unless they're trying to get ahead of something. Let's zoom out for a second, because there are some things Erika said in her Fox News interview that people haven't talked about enough. When Jesse Waters asked her if they caught Charlie's killer, she didn't say yes. She said, "I trust our team." She mentioned that she's seen the autopsy report. She talked about different evidence portions that have been collected. And she said something that stuck with me. "I want to see what they did to my husband." They, not him. They. Who is they? That's a question. And it's a question she hasn't answered. When Jesse asked if Charlie being shot while answering a question about trans violence was a coincidence, Erika said something simple. "I don't believe in coincidences." Neither do I. Candace Owens has been covering this story extensively, and she's come right out and called it an inside job. She's pointed to the inconsistencies, the lies, the strange behavior, and she's saying what a lot of people are thinking. This feels bigger than just one shooter. We know Charlie was shot while on stage. We know Mikey's reaction was strained. We know the timelines don't match up. We know his wife allegedly leaked messages suggesting people knew in advance. And we know the people involved have gone silent. That's a lot of coincidences for someone who doesn't believe in them. So, here's where we are. Mikey McCoy walked away calmly after his friend got shot. He won't release his call log. Everyone at Tbuza keeps calling him a hero for walking away. Erika is allegedly trying to silence the one person who might know the truth. And the woman who leaked those messages, she's gone quiet. What's really going on here? I don't have all the answers, but I do know that someone knows exactly what happened that day. And the silence, the forced smiles, the scripted praise, it all feels like a cover-up. Maybe one day when the silence becomes too heavy to carry, we'll finally hear the truth. Not from speeches, not from PR campaign, but from someone who was there, someone who saw everything. And until then, we keep asking questions. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think is really going on. Do you believe the official story, or do you think there's something bigger happening behind the scenes? See you next time.